Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Warriors are looking to sign some more talented players. And Kevin Knox fits that profile. The Warriors have signed Kevin Knox. A little over a week after trading for Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat, the Golden State Warriors are continuing to add to their roster. According to The Athletic's Anthony Slater, the Warriors have signed Kevin Knox to a 10-day contract. Knox has spent the entire season in the G League with the Santa Cruz Warriors so far. The Kentucky alum was drafted by the New York Knicks with the number 9 pick in 2018. Despite a decent rookie season, when he averaged 12.8 points and 4.5 rebounds, Knox has struggled in the NBA. Across his career, he has also played for the Atlanta Hawks, Detroit Pistons, and Portland Trail Blazers. Knox has not appeared in an NBA game this season. Golden State Warriors signed Kevin Knox to 10-day contract. What Kevin Knox brings to the Warriors. Bringing Knox in is by no means as big as bringing Butler, Indiana. However, it is still an intriguing signing regardless. Knox has looked fantastic in the G League this season, and he is still just 25 years old. While he will likely never live up to his pre-draft hype, Knox still has time to develop into a potential rotation player. In Golden State specifically, he will also provide depth at the small forward spot. He also has the ability to play power forward as well if needed. In January, Knox spoke to Dalton Johnson of NBC Sports Bay Area about playing in the G League instead of the NBA and what led to that. Additionally, Knox opened up about needing to perform better and continue to develop. It's a mixture of a lot of things, Knox told NBC Sports Bay Area in an exclusive interview 2 hours prior to tip-off. Personally, I'd say it's my fault being down here. A lot of guys don't take the blame for situations like this, but for me, personally, I take the blame for a lot of stuff. If I perform better and play better up top, I won't be here. Being down here, I don't really take it as a demotion or anything. I take it as you come down here to learn, and learn under a great system. Work on things you need to work on. The last word. It is unlikely that Knox will take on a big role this season. However, it is still encouraging that he at least played his way back up to the NBA level. Regardless of what happens this season, it seems possible that Knox can return to the NBA down the line and stay. As for the Warriors themselves, they have started to turn things around lately. They have won 3 of their last 4 games and look like a different team after the trade deadline. They will not take the court again until February 21st, however, when they take on the Sacramento Kings in their first game after the All-Star break. Kevin Knox will hope Warriors can turn around his unwanted NBA record. The 25-year-old is now with a competitive team. The Golden State Warriors have taken another step in filling out their roster following the blockbuster acquisition of Jimmy Butler, with the franchise reportedly set to sign Kevin Knox to a 10-day contract coming out of the All-Star break. Knox is set to be rewarded for impressive G League form with the Santa Cruz Warriors, having previously been part of Golden State's Summer League team and their training camp roster before being waived prior to the season. Kevin Knox will hope Warriors can turn around an unwanted NBA record. The former 9th overall pick has averaged 25.3 points, 8.8 rebounds, and 2.8 assists in 12 regular season G League games with Santa Cruz, having shot an incredibly efficient 52.7% from the floor and 44.4% from beyond the arc. After a promising rookie season, Knox developed the reputation as a draft bust given he was taken with the 9th overall pick by the New York Knicks in 2018. By his 4th year, Knox was traded along with a protected future first-round pick for Cam Reddish, Solomon Hill and a second-round pick, showcasing his decline in value despite being just 22 years old at the time. Following 31 games with the Detroit Pistons last season, Knox was waived after last year's trade deadline and found himself without an NBA contract. His inability to contribute to winning basketball finally caught up with him, evidenced by career shooting percentages of 39.2% from the floor and 34.1% from three-point range. But if you want any further evidence, Knox has more turnovers than assists in his career, and most notably holds the NBA record for worst career win percentage of any active player. His .314% sits ahead of Colin Sexton, .326%, Dennis Smith Jr., .337%, Richaun Holmes, .354%, and Keldon Johnson, .374%, who round the top, bottom, 5. Former Warrior Jordan Poole has the 15th worst win-loss career percentage at .402%. While this is certainly an unwanted NBA record, it also brings a sense of optimism given that Knox is finally at a franchise that's focused on winning rather than their odds in the upcoming draft lottery. Golden State may only be a game above .500, but their pursuit of a playoff berth was showcased in last week's trade for Butler. Perhaps that could allow a more mature Knox to fall into a complementary role where the stars around him make his life easier. In turn, the 6'7" forward could provide a combination of size, athleticism and shooting that the Warriors could utilize as scoring option in the front court. Hopefully by season's end Knox can solidify a future with the franchise and rid himself of an unwanted NBA record that's been fueled by stops at rebuilding/tanking NBA teams. The Warriors have been using robots to assist their players during practices. Steph Curry doesn't even need a teammate to rebound for him anymore. The Golden State Warriors brought in a massive reinforcement to their squad recently with the addition of superstar scorer Jimmy Butler. However, the team is using another asset to help improve their practices. In the growing age of technology, we're seeing AI, analytics, and other developments help guide teams forward and potentially give them advantages on the court. But the Warriors are hoping to take that to the next level by using robots to help their players train. The NBA put out a video on their social accounts recently showcasing the Warriors' use of the technology and how Steph Curry and other Golden State players are upping their game with the help of the robots. Curry admitted that it was weird at first, but eventually the robots have become a part of the normal goings-on at practices. Hield disappointed in NBA three-point contest runner-up finish. It might be a silly three-point shootout to some. Not to Buddy Hield. Despite a career-best performance in the first round of the 2025 Starry three-point contest at NBA All-Star Weekend Saturday night in San Francisco, Hield came up just short against Miami Heat sharpshooter Tyler Herro. He placed second in the annual event with 23 points, just 1 point shy of Herro's 24. Tough one, Hield said after the contest. Bad start. It's all good. Bad start, though. Hield explained that he didn't know what Herro's score was in the final round. He missed all 5 shots in his opening rack, and his first make didn't come until his 8th attempt. He started to heat up, but it was too late. He had to make all shots on his final rack. First one, splash. Second, splash. Third, splash. Fourth, just off the mark. Final shot, the money ball, splash. After the competition, Hield tried to stay positive while describing what it was like to compete in the event in the Bay Area. But then his competitive spirit kicked in. It felt great, Hield said. I'm just disappointed I lost. Hield had 31 points in the first round, the most of any of his opponents, and was one of 3 finalists advancing to the next round, alongside Herro and Cleveland Cavaliers guard Darius Garland. He had clear home court advantage as the Chase Center crowd cheered him on one splash at a time. Hield has called Chase Center home for 55 games this season. As expected, he received a loud ovation during introductions, but there was one opponent whose welcome surpassed his. And for good reason. Milwaukee Bucks star and uberly proud Oakland native Damian Lillard was introduced last and greeted with a deafening ovation. But when Lillard, who's won the past 2 three-point competitions and was looking for a three-peat, was eliminated in the first round, it was easy for the home crowd to choose who they were rooting for to win it all. It means a lot, Hield told reporters at All-Star Media Day on Saturday morning of competing in the arena he plays in. Being in San Francisco, playing for the Warriors, being with your home fanbase, to experience that, I'm just happy to be here. Hopefully, there's going to be a lot of energy tonight. And there was. The end result wasn't what he wanted, but he still cherished the chance to participate in a special moment for the Bay Area.